Hello ecosystem users. Here's a little treat. This is Tim Grotman, and I wanted to show you the ecosystem generator working on Android. So first, if you open up a new project, I called this project Test Ecosystem Generator 001. Very good name. And I went to Window, Asset Store. And when the Asset Store loads, I'm going to search for a tag. That should find my stuff. There's Ecosystem Generator. Now I'm going to import that into a new project. Download everything from the package into the project. Here we go. Just to import everything, sure. And it'll import all the assets. Alright, so we're going to import a couple times. First time it's importing because it's built for, probably built for the web player or standalone. And we're going to switch the platform over to Android. So I think at that point it re-imports the assets. Here we go, almost done. It's re-downloading some standard assets. I'd really like that to just say, oh, hey, it's standard assets, and then it should pull it out of your own standard assets because they're not modified at all. But we'll see how the asset store improves over time. Do a feature request and add votes to it. Okay, so it's fully downloaded, although it still says please wait over there. I'm pretty sure it's done. No messages or anything. Well, just load the scene. If I see stuff, I'm closing it. Yeah, it's functional. Alright, I'm just closing it. Ignore, please wait, whatever. Okay, first, I'm going to go to the build settings, add the current scene, and then I'm going to change the platform over to Android. By switching the platform, it's going to re-import all the assets. Now, there's so many things here, but performance-wise, there's first of all these textures. It's got to switch the format and stuff, but the shaders and whatnot are going to need to be optimized for Android. And then you can already see that we have a pink screen, so we need to remove all the post-processing effects from the main camera, and these would have to be replaced with Android compatible versions that performed well. Alright, now that they're all turned off, then you can see things in your preview window. I'm going to edit the project settings for the player. Click on the Android tab, and I'm going to set up the identification for Ecosystem Generator. And in the resolution presentation, I want the auto rotation on. There's a lot of settings here that I'll save for like an Android tutorial maybe. I'm going to create a script just to animate moving the camera so that when we run on Android we can see what the refresh rate is like, or the frames per second. just to see it do something. Okay, you also in your preferences, well, I'm going to set it to mono-develop. But there's this Android SDK location. I've already set up the Android SDK. Pretty straightforward to set up. I'm using the Windows 64-bit version, and I use the exe installer, and I set up the path. Alright, here's a little spin script. It just rotates a game object using the using time to rotate about the X and Y. Added a little cosine on the X so that it bobs up and down. Alright, here we go. That's probably a bunch of shader warnings. Basically, all your FBX foliage items would need Android compatible shaders. They're compatible, but you want them to be optimized for Android so that it runs quickly. Alright, so I'm going to nest the main camera into a game object, and I have the spin script attached so that when we hit play, it'll rotate and bob up and down so we can see something happening rather than just a picture on Android. You can see the statistics. We're getting 100 frames per second on an NVIDIA 9800, which is way more power than what you'd see on a Android phone currently. Alright, let's build the APK file. It's just a zip file with our Unity package game in there. And when it completes, then we just go to the phone and we plug it in with a USB cable and copy this APK file over to a directory. I put the APK file in the downloads folder of my phone. Well, I'll just show you the phone. Alright, so here's my home screen. I use the notification bar to pick USB connection, and I set it up to use the USB mass storage so I could copy the APK over to the downloads folder of my phone. I use a tool like Astro for file management so I can browse to my download folder on the phone, and then I'll see the Ecosystem Generator APK. So I click that, open it in the App Manager, and since I've already installed it, I'll click the uninstall button. Uninstall application. Yes, click OK. And then it will uninstall. Alright, back at the screen, run Ecosystem Generator again, the APK. Again, open an App Manager. So this is what you'd see the first time. Click the install button. Do you want to install? Yes. Click the install button. Goes and installs it. Now it's done, I'll click the open button. And then you see the Unity loading screen on your Android phone. Awesome. And then there we go, the default portrait mode. You'll see the ecosystem running. And if you turn your phone, You'll see it in landscape mode. So, working on Android. Awesome.